Right, to another big story of the day. Qatari planes are to be banned from Egyptian and Saudi airspace as a growing diplomatic row in the Gulf threatens large-scale air disruption. Several countries have cut ties with the tiny Gulf state over accusations of supporting extremism in the region. Air, land and sea links have been halted to the country from Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Egypt and Bahrain. Qatar denies backing militants, including so-called Islamic State, and said the move was unjustified. Sudan's foreign ministry offered to mediate between all sides in order to achieve calm and reconciliation. This major split between powerful Gulf countries who are also close U.S. allies comes amid heightened tension between Gulf countries and their near neighbor Iran. Ashley Mazuri has more.
Bahrain, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates coordinated together to set the diplomatic withdrawal into motion, closing all transport ties by air, land and sea to Qatar. They have given all Qatari visitors and residents 2 weeks to leave their territory. The three countries have also banned their citizens from traveling to Qatar. The United Arab Emirates and Egypt have given Qatari diplomats 48 hours to leave both countries. Saudi Arabia took it one step further by closing down a local office of Qatar's influential Al Jazeera TV channel. However, the country says it will still allow Qataris to take part in the annual Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. Egypt, Yemen, Libya's eastern-based government and the Maldives later followed suit in severing diplomatic ties. Saudi Arabia's civil aviation authorities have banned Qatari planes from landing or stopping at its airports, as well as crossing Saudi airspace. Egypt has also closed off its airspace to flights originating from Qatar and said all flights between the two countries will be halted from Tuesday, continuing until further notice.
If there's any role that we can play in terms of helping them address those, we think it is important that the GCC remain unified. I do not expect that this will have any significant impact, if any impact at all, on the unified fight against terrorism in the region or globally.
Airlines from many of the affected countries, including Bahrain's Gulf Air, Etihad Airways and Emirates, say they plan to cancel flights to and from the Qatari capital, Doha. Budget carriers such as Fly Dubai and Air Arabia have also cancelled routes to Doha. India, however, claims it will not be affected by the ban.
Firstly, we want to solve all matters through talks. Secondly, all talks will take place between the two sides. We will not accept mediations from any other group, country or mediator of any community. And thirdly, terrorism and talks cannot go together.
Qatar Airways, the second biggest carrier in the Arabian Gulf, will face tough operational and financial headwinds as a result of restrictions placed on it. Aviation analysts say the pressure will grow the longer the diplomatic fracture goes on, having a significant long-term impact on the airline.
There is no challenge arising out of this for us. This is an internal matter of Gulf Coordination Council, which has happened before as well. As far as we are concerned, we are only worried if there is any stranded Indian there, since they have restricted movement. If there is any Indian stuck there, we will bring them back here.
Reports of residents stockpiling food and water are already underway as Qatar is heavily dependent on Saudi Arabia for its food inputs. About 40% of Qatar's food is believed to come by lorry from its Gulf neighbor. An official with Iran's Union of Exporters of Agricultural Products was quoted by FAR's new agency saying Tehran could export food to Qatar by sea within 12 hours. While the severing of ties was sudden, it has not come out of the blues, as tension have been building for years, with testing competitive conditions compounded by security fears in the region, and in Europe as well as the laptop ban first imposed on some regional airports by the American authorities. Ashley Mazuri, KTN News.
All right, that story by Ashley Mazuri brings us to a tweetable question. This hour we asked, do you think the diplomatic squabbles among the oil-producing Gulf states will destabilize global economy? Do you think the diplomatic squabbles among the oil-producing Gulf states will destabilize the global economy. Tweet us at KTN News, or you can tweet me at Akisa Wandera. The hashtag is WorldView for easier tracking of your responses online, and I'll be sampling a number of them just before the end of the bulletin. All right, let's now take a short commercial break. Don't go too far. We still have a lot more lined up for you here on Worldview.